Last time on the Mario Marathon, I talked about Super Mario Sunshine and I fought against my shadow self. Yeah, that's about it. Enjoy! Back in the mid 2000s, Nintendo created the Nintendo Wii, one of Nintendo's best consoles to this day. The first console I could say was all mine. The concept surrounding the Wii is noble, but annoying if done wrong, and boy did a lot of the games do it wrong. Despite all that, the Wii is home to some great games like Donkey Kong Country Returns, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and the duology of games we'll be talking about today, the Super Mario Galaxy duology. These are not just my favorite Mario games ever. These are not just my favorite Wii games. These are one of my favorite video games of all time. I've played and 100% these games to death. Okay, I've only 100% Galaxy 1 multiple times. Galaxy 2, yeah, we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, how about we go and talk about the Super Mario Galaxy duology. I am so excited. I played both of these games 2 times for this marathon. The first ones were for myself, and the second time was after seeing the Mario Galaxy movie. Man, that movie was so mid. But yeah, let's go. What the hell? What's going on? I'm stuck in space. How the hell am I supposed to get out of here? Whoa! What the hell? What you're saying is that I need to play and beat Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 again so I can go back to my home and continue with the Mario Marathon? Well, it's such a shame. Oh, for me to go back, I have to play a good game? Oh, come on. Let's go. Super Mario Galaxy starts with the status quo. Peach invites Mario to the Festival of the Stars, and that has him very excited for some reason. As Mario runs and jumps around, Peach gets kidnapped again, shocker, but this time it's a little different. Bowser takes the whole castle to space. Kamek shoots Mario with some magic, and Mario dies. Nah, not really. In this small planet, we meet the debuting space goddess called Rosalina. I love her character so much, I would kill for her. Rosalina is such a great character, easily in my top 3. More on that later. Mario collects a Grand Star and powers up the Comet Observatory, the main hub world of the game. Mario is tasked to collect all the Power Stars he can to defeat Bowser. Once we reach him, Mario kicks his ass and he falls into the sun. Well, that's hardcore. Of course that's not it. He obviously survived. However, Bowser's star reactor collapses and creates a black hole, threatening to destroy the universe as we know it. Thousands of Lumas sacrifice themselves to save Mario and everyone, but it's thanks to that sacrifice that they create a Big Bang and restart the universe. Well, damn! Of course, Mario being the main character survived and is sent into this whole new universe where only he and Rosalina remember the events of the game. Is this a Mario game? I know it sounds like a grandiose story, but in actuality, it's the same old story we're used to in other games. Sure, Bowser wants to take over the galaxy, not just the Mushroom Kingdom, but the plot is relatively the same. The quote-unquote story of Super Mario Galaxy is not the reason why I love this game. It's not the reason I love any Mario game, really. Nah. The gameplay is where it really shines. However, before we talk about that, can we discuss the soundtrack? This is easily, no joke here, my favorite video game soundtrack ever. You know you're in for some good shit when you open the game and it hits you with... I simply cannot do justice with words. Seriously, listen to this game's soundtrack. It's unbelievably fantastic. I don't have a specific favorite track. I could legit pick anything. Good at Galaxy is a perfect track for a first level. It's grand and adventurous. Just listen to this shit, man! Just like how we got grand pieces of music, we also have soft moments as well, like Space Junk Galaxy. It's soft, ethereal, and magical. It's unlike anything we heard from a Mario game before or after. And the Bowser levels? Perfect blend of dramatic, but also nostalgic. When it hits you with the intro... Oh, baby, I am seeing stars! And who could forget about the final boss theme? Truly feels like the world is at stake. Makes you forget just how easy the fight is. But when you talk about the music, you also talk about the aesthetics for this game. Super Mario Galaxy is unique in this part. Usually in Mario games, the locations are energetic and fun. Reminds you of how fantastical and goofy this world is. But by going to space, Nintendo saw that they could have done something completely unique, unlike the games that came before this, and also the games that came after this. And that is, well, the atmosphere. Super Mario Galaxy feels lonely, vast, and spacious, no pun intended, perfect for what the game is going for. Despite the game being a platformer, it sometimes doesn't feel like one. Despite the things I mentioned, it doesn't feel like you're truly alone. Not just because of your newest companion, but because there's so much to explore in this universe. Oh yeah, and there's also the Comet Observatory. Maybe that is why I don't truly feel alone. In 64, we had Peach's Castle. In Sunshine, we had Altofino. In Galaxy, we get a big-ass ship. I love this. It's a serene place where you get to relax and walk around. And I love how every time you progress through the game, the Comet Observatory gains more life. Either because there's more areas lighting up or more instruments are joining in. Seriously, it's honestly phenomenal. It is so simple, yet so beautiful. Like Rosalina's Storybook. A mini story with 9 chapters telling the story of a little girl living a simple life, then exploring the cosmos. It's revealed that this little girl sadly lost her mother, which is why she accompanies the little Luma to search for the little one's mother. That shot of the tree, easily the biggest gut punch in the game. Who told Nintendo they can make good stories? It's so simple yet so beautiful, like I already said. That's something that Super Mario Galaxy excels at. You don't need to be the most complex thing in the world to carry so much beauty. Simplicity takes you a long way. Okay, I spent too much time talking about the music, atmosphere, and so on and so forth. But Super Mario Galaxy doesn't screw around when it comes to gameplay either. Super Mario Galaxy goes back to its roots. Somewhat. Mario is just as agile as he always was. Unlike, say, Sunshine, Mario doesn't have the dive or spin jump from that game. Kind of a bummer really, but what makes up for it is the returning long jump and the breakdance! Not as stylish as 64, but still! New to Super Mario Galaxy is the anti-gravity mechanic. Mario will always change from one side to the next. Usually, when games add anti-gravity, it's a pain in the ass. Not to compare, but take for example, Sonic Adventure 2 or Symphony of the Night. The anti-gravity for those games were pretty cheap. You could say that it's a product of their time, but no, because other Castlevania games and other Sonic games do gravity much better than those. But in Mario Galaxy, the way they did anti-gravity was close to perfection. I say close because, well, I still don't like anti-gravity in my games, for the most part at least. What helps is that unlike one of those games I mentioned, the camera is not awkward to maneuver, and it helps that the level design for this game takes advantage of set mechanics to make your life more bearable. Speaking of mechanics, this game brings forward the little baby Luma called, well, Master Luma. The little guy gives Mario the ability to spin and take out enemies. Okay, I see you there, Mario, doing a homage to Crash Bandicoot. No wonder I like you. The spin attack isn't only useful to take down enemies, but also to make sure you don't fall on your ass and get stuck into a black hole. Also, look at Mario doing the homing attack, ground pound. Booyah. Although I'm playing this game on the Switch, the motion controls are nowhere near as bad as other games. There's not a single moment where I don't enjoy my time with the motion controls. Yes, that also means I like the ball level thing. It helps that there's like 2 in total, so it's not that bad. Super Mario Galaxy, just like the other 2 3D games, there's secret power stars. Some are by exploring the levels and collecting set stars, and others are by feeding these greedy little Lumas some star bits. Oh yeah, star bits. These little things are kinda like the coins, but much easier to collect. They can be used to feed the Lumas, like I mentioned, but if you collect like 50 of them, you get a 1-up. That's why it's literally impossible to get a game over in this game. Before I talk about the post-game for Mario Galaxy, I have to mention the power-ups. For the first time in a 3D Mario game, we get proper power-ups, and they're mostly decent. I say decent because, well, they could be better. The bee mushroom transforms Mario into a bee.
What?
You fly for a couple of seconds, get to step on clouds and flowers, and the most important part, he looks adorable. I mean, look at him. Ice Flower. Before New Super Mario Bros. Turned the Ice Flower into a weaker version of the Fire Flower, this used to turn Mario into an ice sculpture and walk on water. The main issue is that it's on a time limit, so you won't get to use this as much as you want. Seriously, get Ice out of here. The Boo Mushroom. Mario transforms into a boo and floats around. A neat detail about this power-up is that the boos will fall in love with Mario. It's the mustache. Careful you don't touch the light or else you'll go back to normal. It's an alright power-up. The Spring Mushroom. The undisputed worst power-up in the game. Basically, Mario will jump around forever, never stopping himself. It's so bad. It would be a shame if this came back for another game though, right? The Red Star. The biggest wasted potential in the entire game. You only use this for 1 star and the Hot World. That is so underwhelming. This would have been great for other levels. This easily could have been the best flight power-up in the series. But as is, it's one of the biggest what-ifs in the entire franchise. But that's not all. We also get returning power-ups, like the Rainbow Star. Yeah, it may have a different name, but don't let that trick you. It's the same thing. You're invincible, and that's it. And there's also the Fire Flower. Another wasted opportunity. Instead of being a normal power-up, it also has a time limit. Oh my sweet Fire Flower, what have they done to you? Despite the power-ups easily being the weakest part of the game, the rest of the adventure is anything but. Just like in 64 and Sunshine, you have to collect 120 stars. Unlike those games, there's no need to get 100 coins on a mission, or find 240 blue coins to buy said stars. Yes, I'm still salty about that. In this game, you do the Prankster Comet stars. You'll race against cosmic versions of Mario, or even fight bosses with 1 HP, making the fights more exhilarating. And then there's the purple coins. Oh, look at that. You do have to collect 100 coins. Well, shit. Thankfully, unlike say Sunshine, the levels are shorter, making these stars not as much of a pain to collect. Oh, but before we get to the reward for collecting all 120 power stars, how are the bosses? They're pretty good, for the most part. They're mostly pretty easy, but I'm happy to say that most bosses are good at the very least. The fight against Boulder Guys, one of my favorite fights in all of 3D Mario. I like grabbing those little ghosts and whack the shit out of it. It's so fun. King Caliente, specifically the second fight, is super fun as well. It adds a little bit of a challenge. Another one of my favorites in the game. And although the fights against Bowser are really easy, when I say really easy I mean pathetic, I can't help but still like them. If anything, it's because of their music. Especially the last one when it hits you with this shit, man. How is this a Mario game? So yeah, what happens once you get all 120 stars? Do you also get a postcard? I'm happy to say that doing 100% completion is actually worth it this time around. Because in this game, you'll unlock
Super Luigi Galaxy!
Oh yeah! You'll be able to play and beat the whole game again, but with Luigi. This is easily one of the best rewards in all of video games. The developers must have felt bad for what they did to me in Mario Sunshine, so they decided to give me an honest-to-God reward this time around. Luigi was already pretty useful in the main game with Mario, but making him fully playable? Absolutely perfect! After you get all 120 power stars with Luigi, you'll unlock an extra level. This isn't like most of the newer games where you get a super hard level at the end. You'll get to take that relaxing stroll on the Mushroom Kingdom so you can collect the last 2 stars, getting to do the thing you couldn't at the very beginning of the game, making it, for me at least, a satisfying conclusion to the overall package. Super Mario Galaxy is still a fantastic game nearly 20 years later. It's not a shocker that this is one of my favorite video games of all time. The atmosphere, gameplay, level design, soundtrack, the reward for 100% completion, it's just unlike anything I've seen or played out of any Mario game. Undoubtedly, my favorite Super Mario game ever. For the 4th time on this channel, a 10 out of 10 game. No other Mario game has been able to surpass this one for me. Hell, not many video games can surpass this. Undoubtedly, in my top 3 favorite video games of all time. Well, I did say none could surpass it, right? Not even one of my favorite video game sequels ever? For the first time in the Mario series, a direct sequel to a 3D Mario game. This was originally gonna be an expansion for the first game, but because the developers kept thinking of many ideas, they decided to make this a sequel. Gotta love when developers do this kind of shit, right? I'm not complaining. For me, the more content, the better. Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of my favorite video game sequels ever, so of course, I might glaze over this game. Somewhat. That is in spite of some hiccups here and there, but I'll get into it in a bit. If you like the little story the first game had, then you'd be surprised how Nintendo managed to shorten a Mario story. How did you do that? Bowser kidnaps Peach, but this time, he's huge. Mario meets the little Luma back at the Mushroom Kingdom this time around. And yeah, that's about it. I do find it cool how in the first game, Rosalina resets the entire universe and causes some major changes. Those changes being in this game. Unlike the first game, Mario doesn't get to explore a Comet Observatory this time around, but he does get a starship with his face on it. That's honestly pretty cool. Mario's main companion isn't Rosalina this time around, but rather Lubba, this Patrick Star looking ass. You may be asking where's Rosalina? Well, she only appears a little bit at the end of the game, and later on she can join the ship, but that's only when you 100% the game, which I'll get into later. I guess the Mario Galaxy movie was faithful in something. It was the wrong thing, but still faithful in it. Super Mario Galaxy 2 isn't so much about the ambience or the quote-unquote plot, but more so, it's about the adventure. Galaxy 2 is pretty much like the first game down to a T. The gameplay is the same, literally nothing changed. And honestly, I think that's fine. There are some differences though. For example, in Super Mario Galaxy 2, you don't need to 100% the game to play as Luigi. There are some levels where he'll be playable, and it's your choice if you really want to or not. I appreciate the game giving you choices. Speaking of differences, you already noticed the hub world, right? Yeah, it may be tiny, but considering how little there was to do in the Comet Observatory to begin with, I think it's fine. Sure, the music isn't as good, but that shouldn't be enough to ruin it for me. Returning from Super Mario Sunshine is Yoshi! And you don't have to feed him fruit for him to stay alive! And the bastard actually learned to swim this time around! And also, he gets some new abilities, but more on that later. Again, the level design for this game is damn near perfect. There's never a dull moment here. There's always something new. You'll never see most of the shit you'll face coming. For a Mario game, hell, for a 3D platformer, it's perfect. Super Mario Galaxy 2 is a harder game than its predecessor. While not a pain in the ass like, say, Lost Levels, the challenges are welcome. I do agree that the first game was significantly easier than this one. Not bad by any means, but very simple. In this game, you'll get challenged, and for the most part, completing those challenges are pretty satisfying. In case you're a stinky baby, a cosmic version of Rosalina will guide you to beat a level. Do I recommend it? Nah, not really. For the main reason that you get a brown star instead of a normal power star. It makes me feel like a pee-pee poo-poo head. I can beat the challenge. Look at this. Hey, Mommy Rosalina. Look at this shit, man. Yeah! Oh my god. I gotta talk about the soundtrack once more. We're back with the orchestrated sound, and it's just as good as in the original game. Some of the tracks have me curling my toes like it's hitting my G-spot from how heavenly this sounds. Just listen to this. The power-ups from the first game are back, and they're just as fine. However, we do get a couple of new ones. The Rock Mushroom. You shake the Wii remote, and Mario rolls around at the speed of sound. I swear I made this joke before. But yeah, the Rock Mushroom is fun. There's some Power Stars in which you'll play bowling with it. The Rock Mushroom is awesome. I love this power-up so much. The Cloud Flower is one of my favorite power-ups in the series, and it's easily my favorite in the Galaxy duology. You're floatier when you use it and can make some cloud platforms when you shake the Wii remote. The Cloud Flower is an amazing power-up. I really wish they brought this one back. Also, look at Mario. He's cosplaying as Gear 5 Luffy. And there's also the Drill thingy, a prototype of the Drill Mushroom from Super Mario Wonder. This is kind of an odd power-up, especially nowadays, but back then, it also wasn't that good, but that doesn't matter. But Mario isn't the only one who gets power-ups in this game. Yoshi gets a couple new ones as well, kind of, like the Dash Pepper, where Yoshi will go at astronomical speeds, the Blimp Fruit, which will have Yoshi float like a balloon, and Bulb Berry, which will have Yoshi glow and discover some platforms. They're not the craziest things ever, but they are a nice addition. Also returning from the first game are the Prankster Comets. You collect a medallion on every level to unlock more Power Stars. Important for 100% completion. I think it's a nice addition. Even though they're in plain sight, it doesn't hurt to hunt for them. It rewards you for exploring the levels. I like the Prankster Comets much more in this game than the first one. The levels are faster, but also really damn fun, which is something I can say about the post-game for Mario Galaxy 2 for the most part. I did say for the most part because, just like in the first game, there's 120 Power Stars. But once you collect all 120 of them, that's where the green stars come in. If you thought 120 power stars was enough, then you're an idiot. Because we get 120 green stars. Jesus Christ. You revisit the same levels as before and find the green stars, which are scattered around like the power moons from Mario Odyssey. Well, to be fair, it's not as bad as that game, but really notorious. I don't know what they were thinking when they added 120 of these things when getting all normal power stars and the comets were more than enough. But hey, at least Grandmaster Galaxy is fun. The perfect run though is hard as hell, but really satisfying when you do beat it. I will say that I 100% Galaxy 2 for the first time a couple days ago, at least at the time I'm writing the script, which is early April. It's one of those things I couldn't get to do in my childhood because I was bad at the game. My inner child was healed when I completed the game. Super fun. Super Mario Galaxy is a fantastic sequel. If the first game was perfect in its setting, music, and ambience, this one is perfect for its gameplay. Galaxy 2, despite the annoyance of getting all 120 green stars and not having the best reward ever when you 100% the game, like imagine if you could play as Wario or something, the journey more than made up for it. And it's undoubtedly not only one of my favorite video game sequels ever, but also one of my favorite video games ever. The fifth 10 out of 10 on this channel, and also the second 10 out of 10 in this marathon. Man, Mario really peaked here, right? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we beat... Whoa. What the fuck? Where? No way. I'm home! What am I gonna do now that I'm finally home? I'm gonna live, damn it! Goodbye, Luma. On the next video for the Mario Marathon, we're gonna talk about Super Mario 3D Land. Even though this game is not that good, I'm gonna talk about Super Mario 3D Land. Bye-bye!